Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. You about to get the tea today. Today we're getting into some of the things that I have stumbled upon, some things that I thought were interesting to talk about. I found videos and articles talking about how it was difficult to work around Jungkook and BTS. And I think some armies might agree too. I will explain. I mean, for me, the difficult part will be the hyperventilating. Also, apparently Jimin was previously threatened, so I definitely want to get into that. I think you'll enjoy both these tays here today. And of course, if you have any theories or anything like that, just make sure you drop them down below. And make sure you watch the video all the way to the end if you want to show your support. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, let's get into it. Now, the first thing that I want to jump in here today is the topic of Jungkook and the staff saying that it's a bit difficult to work. And not just Cookie Baby, but of course the entire boy group of BTS. Of course, a lot of the staffs have a lot to say about our boys, but I want to talk about our sweet Jungkook. I mean, if you think about it, you see a lot of videos online of BTS teasing their staff, being playful, of course. And then you also have videos where staff is like done with BTS. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, but let me get into the context and everything here. I have seen articles and videos online of being like staff is being done with BTS. So of course I thought I would jump in here and give my 2 cents. No hate, of course. This is just my opinion and they're allowed to have their opinion, whatever that opinion may be. Although I have not seen any negative opinions floating around. Our baby Jungkook is 100% known to probably be the sweetest celebrity that has ever existed ever. I'd be confident in saying that. Like if someone told me he was rude, I wouldn't believe it. There has been many cases where Jungkook did not know, or maybe just wasn't aware that there were being cameras recording him. Yet he still showed the kindest attitude and the kind soul that he has. For one, there was an example of a performance that they had done earlier this year, like before when they were allowed to have performances. After they had finished, everyone then went backstage to get changed into their normal outfits, which is totally normal and fine to do. You're done, you just leave and you just go and you let the staff kind of take care and fix the stage. I don't blame the BTS boys for doing that. That is what the staff was hired to do. However, Jungkook did stay behind and help clean up the drums just to make it easier on them. The footage was then leaked, and then it showed Jungkook's kind of true colors. Because lately he had thought the cameras have cut the cameras, I'm about to be kind. This is of course a huge example of how BTS, or specifically Jungkook, treats their staff. Bang PD has mentioned before that he tries really hard to raise his trainees in a way that is like this. Make sure that in the trainee program that they end up coming out humble and respectful. I mean, trainee process is usually like years, so the people that are training the trainees need to implement in their heads how they should be. But being kind should definitely be mandatory. So good job on you, Bang. Clearly, Jungkook hasn't forgotten any of that. There are so many videos online where BTS staff being so done with BTS, and I totally agree. Moments where Jungkook is so sweet to his stylist. Like there was this very popular kind of viral moment where he was like taller than the makeup artist and the makeup artist was a little bit shorter than Jungkook, probably like a head shorter than Jungkook. And then he kneeled down to eye level to make sure that her job was a little bit easier. And of course, Jungkook was then making eye contact with her. She probably died a little inside. I would definitely imagine it would be so difficult to work around someone that was 1, that attractive, and 2, that kind and nice, because you then end up loving them so much more, even as a friend. Of course, because a lot of the female staffs are married, I wonder if they require men to be married too. But I would imagine it's difficult working around BTS due to the emotional roller coaster that you are on every day when you are with them. These staffs get emotional when BTS does things. There was a moment kind of a long time ago where BTS was about to win kind of their first award, and you could see the BTS staff start to cry just about how proud they are of the boys. I think it's very rare for staff to usually get attached to a group or to a celebrity. A lot of them just see it as a job or an opportunity to eventually move up and do something bigger. But it does seem like these staffs understand the honor it is to work around BTS. I would definitely imagine how difficult it is for the female makeup artists and stylists to be around BTS or Jungkook and stare so deeply into his eyes. Also, when Taeyang makes like sexy face, what do? You die a little. There's simply nothing to do other than die. And then you're like backstage helping BTS get changed. Like dream job, right? Jungkook of course likes to tease the staff by being a little playful, and there was a clip kind of a long time ago where he was pulling the staff member to kind of stay seated and stay with them so they can continue joking and all that stuff, but she wanted to leave for some reason, whatever that was. I think that was funny. There was also another moment where staff was kind of gawking at Jimin's shirtless moment, you know, the famous one that has killed us armies, and Jungkook made sure to come up to the staff who was recording Jimin to say, "Aren't you liking this a bit too much?" This person over on the Tweetster, they had this to say. LMAO, never forget the staff being fangirling over Jimin and Jungkook. Just said, aren't you enjoying this too much? Particularly, I don't think it is hard to work around Jungkook or BTS. Maybe just in the fact that it gets a little hard to breathe when you're around people that hot. But I also do believe, as much as they do love Jungkook and BTS, these are industry professionals and you need to keep that in mind. A lot of stylists know how to work around K-pop idols and have worked around several K-pop idols. And I can assure you, Big Hit's probably not hiring people that are just fresh out of makeup school. They're gonna want someone who is good with time, good with managing everything, and has a lot of experience. I'm sure these stylists and makeup artists get the big bucks. And by being professionals, I don't think these makeup artists or stylists freak out too much. They probably don't have too much of a hard time being around another handsome K-pop idol. I think they can manage without dying. I would die though. I would not manage. Therefore, this is why you see that they are not hiring me. Also, they probably don't want a crazy fanboy in the building. But of course, as difficult as it may be to be around such kind and beautiful people, there is obviously some perks to being around kind people. Like the time when Jungkook decided to buy everyone slushies. So kind. Literally didn't have to do that. But it just shows how much he cares about them and how much he cares for their help. And it makes people want to work with BTS. I would work with BTS just for the slushie. Take a look at what this Twitter army said. They wrote, still not over Jungkook buying slushies for the staff members. He is the most caring and precious person. How could you say no to him? How could you say no to a slushie? A slushie given by Jungkook? Can we make this a restaurant? Like just a bunch of Jungkooks walking around handing out slushies? BTS staff definitely get to see everything that happens with BTS. So likely the staff is the only one who knows the accusations behind Jimin and Jin. Yes, I am talking about the time when Jin threatened Jimin, said Jimin would be fired. This is of course their pre-debut training days. There was a show called Please Take Care of My Refrigerator. These show names, man, they're so weird. Maybe they're like translated from Korean to English, but like it's weird. I kind of like that though. Like I know it's going to be a good show if the name's a little weird. But in this show, BTS expected to create kind of impromptu cooking and dishes that they find just in their refrigerator. They have like a personal one that they can take stuff out of. Fun little game, a fun show, love the concept. But in the show, Jimin mentioned how Jin threatened him back in the day. Jimin of course wasn't able to dance like everyone else, which is a little shocking to me because he was so classically trained. However, being classically trained means you're good at classical dancing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you would adjust very quickly to a different type of dancing. And very classical dancing is very different to kind of what the b-boy type dancing they were doing in the beginning of their career. I don't know if that describes their dancing best, but we're gonna go with that. So one of the cast members of the show had asked Jin what Jin's first impression or first thoughts were of Jimin's kind of dancing. Jimin immediately interrupted and said that Jin said that Jimin would be fired because of his dancing skills. Oh my god, the tea. Jin immediately denied this, claimed that Jimin has a lot of fans and he should not say stuff like this because it's going to get him in trouble when the show airs. Personally, I think it's a very funny thing to hear. But of course, also really interesting to know that Jimin was just able to adapt so quickly and then of course change his dancing styles. Jimin of course is one of the best dancers in K-pop in my opinion. I think there are two that are really great and it's Jimin and Lisa from Blackpink. I don't think there are too many people in the K-pop industry who can currently compete with these two. Their skills are unmatched. Both are great, but both are completely great in different ways. They have completely different styles. But the important thing is that they're both really great at learning different styles very quickly. And also, they don't give up very easily. They both try extremely hard to make sure that they perfect their craft, master a new dance, get anything that's thrown their way. That is really an admirable part about them, I think. Most people are just a bit lazy, kind of like me. We don't do very much. So I'll never be good at dancing. I'll be a good potato though. I can do moves like sitting on couch, or crying in a ball in the shower, or my all-time favorite, sitting alone in my bedroom watching Netflix. I can do that for 10 hours. My favorite thing probably about Jin though is definitely his confidence. He has every right to be. He is handsome, he is skillful, he is all of the things. And he definitely says his dance compares to Jimin quite well. He thinks that they're only a little bit off, and Jin is just like right below Jimin. He'll definitely be one of the best dancers. There really isn't a member of BTS that I feel like is that off compared to the rest of the group. And they also learn all very quickly. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what your thoughts. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to my Patreon and kind of check that out, anything you contribute over there really does help kind of give back to this channel, help me keep going and all that stuff. So I really do appreciate you going ahead and checking that out. It means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. You can also get exclusive content over there, such as music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can check all that out, link in the top of the description down below. With that said, there's also 2 videos that will appear on the screen at the end of the video. So click on one of those. See you over there. Bye.